Welcome to Hardware Asylum. In this video we're going to be experimenting with water cooling. I was watching a video from a relatively well-known tech tuber where he was experimenting with different liquids in his water loop. And I think he was kind of trying to trigger his viewership, but the idea was that he was going to test orange juice against sports drinks and against milk. And I think it was in a reaction to, using some opaque orange coolant and made it look like orange juice, right? In the end, I think he deduced that milk gave him the best temperatures. And while milk is not a good thing to use in your water loop, I thought it would be kind of fun to actually show you how best to use milk and orange juice and sports drinks in a water cooling loop. Okay, as I had mentioned, we are going to be changing the formula for water cooling, and for this we're going to use some 100 proof vodka. We'll see what that's going to be used for later. And I'm going to have Darren go and fill up our mixing cup.
Our custom res.
Custom res. Actually, you can pull off the top here.
Oh, even easier. That's cool. You should get a shot of that.
Yeah, so inside we have, basically, I drilled a hole in the bottom. We have a pass-through fitting there and a pass-through fitting here as well. That's how we're going to collect air bubbles and circulate this stuff. All right, pour it in.
All right.
That would be a really stiff drink. All right, you can stop. All right. So as with any sort of a water cooling system, what happens is you get equalization. Right now we're here, which is about even with our res. Let's fire it up. No, we don't be drinking that yet.
Oh, sorry.
All right. All right. Power.
Standing by for a top off?
Actually, believe it or not, this whole loop only takes a, what is it, like a pint of liquid?
We should be pretty close to that. Okay.
Should be pretty close. So,
here we go.
there it goes. Go through. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
All right, so what we want to do is we want to have it right at the bottom, about right here.
Topping.
All right, good to go.
Look how clear that is. You need to sleep tonight, you can just play this little part on loop. It'll sound like a creek.
Here's our CPU temperature here on the motherboard.
So it looks like we're having right around 40, 41.
All right, I need, this is the key.
Liquid's holding at about 23 and a half. 21 according to this one, so pretty happy medium.
Alright, so we'll run our control and we'll see how high the temperature rises as it's going.
Okay, I'll keep both temperatures in line here.
All three of them.
I'll go back.
Alright, so 3D Mark Vantage, primarily a video card benchmark, but it is also running DirectX 10, I believe, so it's going to be a full system.
Let's take a look. So we are running 3D Mark, the classic KHC.
Vantage.
See, we're running right around 80, 90, up over 100 FPS. We should start to see some heat.
A little bit. We're also running a 1050 Ti, so it's not going to be as fast as running.
So there's a little temperature rise on the board. Getting back up there. Some good looking G-Skill memory.
Ideally, when this benchmark is done, we should see at least a 5-degree bump in temperature. It should be up close to 30. Alright, the 3D tests are done. Next one is we have 2 CPU tests.
Let's see how our temperatures look here.
55 on the CPU. And if you notice, the temperature in the line is going up considerably.
Not as bad as I expected.
Second CPU test.
Oh, finally climbed over 28. How's the board look?
What's pretty amazing about this is we also do not have a radiator in this loop.
Will we make it to 29? Looks like it.
Yep. Alright, our final score is 42,494.
There you go. A world record on vodka, perhaps. Who knows?
Yeah. Alright, it's time to change the formula. Normally we have a radiator that is trying to cool the loop via ambient air temperature. In our case, we are going to use a custom liquid hooked up to our phase machine, which will drop the temperature down below ambient.
Ooh.
And for that, we need power.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Or you can try it at home, I don't care.
If you have the equipment.
Alright, as this phase starts to work, you'll start to see this temperature drop.
Dropping fast.
That's on the phase. We're waiting for the liquid to drop and we start to see our res temperature go down. The inline temperature will go below 0 at the moment. So some of us of an appropriate age will know that vodka in a freezer will not do what?
Will not freeze if it's above the correct proof.
And in our case, we are going to be using 100 proof, which should put the freezing point at around -30 C.
There you go, dropping below ambient. -5, -6, and climbing.
The temperature will start absorbing the heat the phase will start absorbing the heat soon and should actually start dropping the
Temperature staying pretty stable at 29. There, we're starting to see a reaction. It'll be slower there, but it will come. How slower are we gonna go? Well, that's cooling down. Let's take a quick closer look at what we're dealing with inside the box. Oh, that box looks familiar too. There you go, folks. The Brewers Association approves of this build. Or they would if they knew.
That's why you need to like, comment, and share. Oh, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the YouTube stuff.
Alright. So, beautiful. -30 below. Still dropping. No whiskey stones required for this drink. when you've got a phase.
One thing we will notice is that as the temperature of the liquid drops, it will become thicker.
Not yet, though. What's our target temperature for this particular loop?
Negative 15 is what I think we will be hitting on a regular basis. But it might go lower. Of course, now that the phase temperature has stabilized, it's become as cold as it's going to become. You'll notice that we're at negative 33.37. It's going to continue to drop. But right now it's holding there because it is cooling down the liquid loop. And it's going to take a little while because there is a lot of heat. This is still alcohol, but it is a liquid and it stores heat. And right now it's removing as much as it can.
So we're starting to see that reaction up here in the lake at 16.5, 16.3. The board still a little slow to respond, but we're going down. There you go, 19, 18, 17. A nice quick jump there. I think we're going to see the biggest reaction probably right here in the loop.
The vodka is getting a little aromatic.
It is. The evaporation point for 100 proof vodka is probably much higher than your normal coolant, Dennis.
You think?
I do think. Don't stand too close to the reservoir if you have to drive.
Alright, we're getting close. We're in single digits.
No condensation to speak of? Don't see any ice crystals yet?
Actually, it's starting to get cool. Go ahead and do that.
Oh yeah. That'll be good for the next round.
Of course, we should probably do a little overclocking.
Alright, it's probably a good time because we're at negative 6. Number 36, we're 7. 9.3. 8 at the board.
Alright, we're rebooting, so it's going to go into BIOS mode.
Alright, I'm going to give this a second to stabilize and we'll check that.
Okay, we are now below ambient. If you look carefully, you might be able to see some condensation on the metal parts.
You see that there's a lot of condensation. The tubes are no longer as clear as they used to be. Oh, there's a good, look at that water right there. It is a rainy day here at the Engineering Lab, so there's a little bit extra moisture in the lab, and extra moisture, of course, in the air. And you can see what we're dealing with. Minus 1.8 C in the loop. And this might be hard to see on the video, but this, oh yeah, we're getting nice and close. It's kind of turned into a bit of a sludge. You can see it pouring out there. It's no longer clear to the bottom. And that's just a reflection of that vodka getting very, very cooled. Down here we've got, still holding at about minus 40. Minus 3.4 here as we're looking at that. So we're going to take a nice dive there into it. And we are getting ready to run the next benchmark.
Okay, so basically we have the system running at very easy 5.2 gigahertz at 1.3 volts. A little bit more voltage than it needs, but
Look at the condensation right there on the cup.
yeah, frost is nice. Love the frost.
Take a look up here at the face. Looks like it's still pretty clear of condensation. And this is where we sometimes have to watch for ice because it's a lot harder to insulate this particular connection without really going overboard.
Alright, benchmark has started. Our CPU, which was below ambient, is now rolling around 1 degree. Nice.
Leave it on there. Do not stick your tongue to that, Dennis. I guess you'd only do it once. Holding minus 3738 inside the cup, and that would be all that nice liquid there. It is still churning, just very, very slowly and thickly. Oh, there's a good angle right there. Nice. Rocket fuel, baby. Minus 2.1. If your local bar were serving drinks this cold, I would be very impressed.
I think the best part about this is our super cool drink is also helping us overclock. Alright, so CPU test is about to start. We're sitting at negative 3.2 degrees centigrade with the liquid going to the CPU. Negative 5 at the container.
You can really see that condensation now, eh? On there. And if we follow that across, look at that. That is super cool. Condensation starting to appear everywhere. The exception so far. Oh, well, there's a little bit forming up here too on the connector finally.
Oh, nice. So the isolated temperature at the CPU is 36 degrees. And of course that's with the chlorine 9 and the temperature of the CPU versus the loop temperature.
Comes CPU test number 2. Really crunching. Oops, hold on here. Let's see. Very little effect up top. More in the loop.
Okay. 43,767.
Ooh.
Okay, our final test. This was running at 5.5 gigahertz. And of course, this is only a CPU overclock. But as you can see, we have a lot of frost forming on the block. And the parts that are melted is actually condensation coming off of the tubes as it rolls down to there. And during the CPU test, our CPU was hitting 50 degrees, which was actually bringing the liquid above ambient. Again, frosty res container at negative 2.5 degrees centigrade. Phase head at negative 38. Now it's about time for the CPU test. And it's started. As you can see, the temperature has dropped quite a bit just from running so much heat through the system on the flask. I have to voice over that one. lost an entire degree during the CPU test. The drink chilling machine. -5.
Excellent.
This needs to be stirred.
Yeah. This is pretty good though.
Mm-hmm. About the right mixture?
Yeah. Well, you know, down to proof, I thought it was going to be really strong, but it's about right.